Wangapo. Wangapo, everybody. How are you doing? Please share the video out. Like and subscribe. I keep forgetting to say it on my live videos, but yeah. So I got tagged in this post today talking about the ancient. Hey, Wangapo, talking about the ancient pyramids of Egypt, which some of us know there is a relation to the pyramids of America. I hope you guys can hear me. Can you hear me? So I just wanted to talk about the pyramids. You can hear me? Okay, thank you, Joseph. Um, talk a little bit about the pyramids because a lot of people don't know that the pyramids are actually power plants and energy conductors. And that's a little piece of ancient technology that we have lost, and they still they can't explain the pyramids on anywhere on the planet, especially not here because they're calling it totally different things. They're trying to say that it was used for, let me move out the way, it's people behind me, used for rituals and things, but that is only part of its use. And also some of the rituals were used to conduct energy as well, as some people in the occult know. So you can just look at the shape of the pyramids and all of the things within the pyramids. Hey, greetings for Egypt. So you know about the pyramids, so you should know a little bit about it. But yeah, so in this video they were talking, the lady was saying that the pyramids definitely were not burial mounds or not mounds, burial, I guess, chambers. We know that KV, you know, what they call the King's Valley is where they actually bury the people. So that's even more proof that these pyramids were used for something else. Now over here in America, in the Americas, they produce the same energy, slightly different shape. But of course, we know people were trying to play with the shapes. They're playing with tones as well. They're playing with the natural ley lines and energy lines, which we know by looking at Google Earth and things that a lot of these, well, all of the pyramids are on the ley lines or the energy lines that are naturally a part of the planet. So, also the materials used, you know, like the capstone in Egypt, the capstone actually produces its own energy from gold or whatever type of limestone that they use as well. And over here we use different materials, limestone, others granite, other stones. I'm not a stonemason or whatever. I'm not not familiar with the stone, so I don't know. But I do know that they were used for energy. Some of these blood rich. Sorry, people running. I'm at the park again, y'all. You know, I stay at the park. But yeah, some of these the blood rituals, like they did the one where they take the heart out of a living person and they consume that blood. That creates a certain energy. So they were trying to, I guess, feed the energy banks, the power plants, and also a lot of these the ley lines are aligned with the star systems. We also know that the star systems align with our inner workings, the atoms and things that we have inside of us as well. So we're connected to everything. And that's what a lot of our ancestors used in theory, you know, just letting us know that we're a part of nature and we're a part of everything. So we're all connected to the animals and all that type of energy as well.
Beautiful.
Hey, how you guys doing? So yeah, just wanted to talk about that real quick. I'm not going to be on here too long. I can't. Let me go and try to see all your questions. Thank you guys. Yes, please like and share this video so we can just start these conversations again, talking about our ancient technology. Um, I can't say so much, but I'm not in these organizations, so I can say what I think. I'm not in any societies or whatever. But people kind of mix up our old spirituality with being demonic and evil and things. But a lot of it was science. The energy from the rituals, the dances and things that we did, that was a part of science, and they're trying to conduct energy. The jewelry, like copper and things, gold that we wore, conducted energy. And that's, a lot of people do not speak about that. Certain herbs and things that we mixed and we ate also had energy. And speaking of energy, I'm walking by this artificial mound that I told y'all about before that I sat on one of the videos. And I can feel the energy shift. Now I'm out of breath. So I've been out here walking for minutes too, so that could be it. Do you know the name of people that lived in the region at that period? Um, that would be the She people. Which region? You're talking about over here in Central America or Mexico? It would be the She people. XI, that's where took my nickname from. I'm sorry, y'all. There's a bunch of cookouts and stuff out here. I was trying to find I'm walking back and forth trying to find a quiet spot, but it keeps moving. So those ancient people which have a name older than that, that's just the name that we know. But there was previous civilizations that they all collected from. So the names are flexible. Certain groups of people had different names. Like the She people would still be called the Olmecs, they're called the Toltecs, they're called the Mayans, even though those same groups are slightly different because they mixed and intermarried with other groups. So that made them slightly different. Different blood, blood mixed in. They need to, whew, Gikanda. Did I say your name right? Gikanda. Gikanda. Let me see what you said. You said they need to drain the Aswan Dam and raise those temples they didn't want anyone to see. And they said there were prophecies about those temples. I truly believe that. But they're not going to do it. They don't want everyone to know certain information. That's why these groups and these societies share that information with each other. Lance, you said, I've been doing my genealogy research and I went back 5 generations. How do I find the tribe that my family come from? Lance, I'm gonna do a whole separate video because I keep getting that question like every other day. So I'm gonna do a whole another video for that. And thank you for bringing that up to remind me because I get sidetracked a lot. And I was supposed to do a genealogy video the other day and then I got sidetracked. And even today when I was thinking of what to talk about, I didn't think about that like I should. So, where is she? Who is she? And don't forget our people, the Olmecs. Yeah, the She are the Olmecs. The She are the Olmecs. And people, like I've spoken before, they kind of mistaken it for African groups or Asian groups, but they aren't those, even though some people did intermarry with some people from those cultures. that's not the whole group. I'm podcasting from that same, well, it's not really podcasting because y'all can see me, from that same park in Occoquan Park. And that, like I told y'all before, this used to be an indigenous town here, and they have preserved it as a park, partially. And then the other side of the bridge is Occoquan town. Now, last weekend, I found something interesting about that town. It was probably by like what 1700s, after the town was established. Yeah, my battery's going low, so I'm gonna make it quick. And I'm walking through the parking lot. Greetings. So this town, Occoquan, historical Occoquan, used to be the town of the Dogs, which is a Powhatan tribe. Now the Dogs were basically ran out of town. They're related to the Nanzantico. They were with them in that group when they left. Some of them went down to live with the Potomac tribe and the Nanzantico tribe, and they were enslaved and sent to Antigua. And then some of them went west, and the other ones hid out and became African Americans, either here or on the island. They became the Maroons on the island as well. But anyways, the town of Occoquan, I passed by one of the old hotels, and they had a story of the Dogue Indian chief who used to live there. He was the only one that didn't leave, so they called him the last Indian in town. Now the story goes that he was messing with the wife of the owner of this hotel, and the husband came home and he saw the man coming down the stairs from, where they lived, button his, fixing his pants or whatever, and he like shot him dead, right? So this guy, the last Indian town as they call him, they don't even give him a name. They just call him the last Indian in town. They describe him as a tall, dark man with long hair. That's what they describe him as. So he died in that hotel, and he still haunts the hotel till this day, hundreds of years later. And they say he shows up there, and this hotel is not running right now. They're going to change it to an Italian restaurant. But they said he used to be downstairs in the restaurant part, and he used to show up in people's room and I guess terrorize people because the guy, he's a candy man. Right, I should write a horror movie about that, right? Yeah, so I thought that was an interesting story because he was the chief and he was like, I'm not leaving, like, this is my land, right? And it's ironic that it was a brother, who used to live over there. He just recently died, but he used to sit on this bench right across the street from that inn. And I don't know if he sensed the spirit there or he could be related to the guy somehow. I'm not sure, but he recently passed. So when I went over there, they had like a little memorial on the bench. So they put like stuff on it so people can't sit on his bench or whatever. So I don't know if he's haunting the land either. What'd you say? You live in Atlanta and it's a mound around the corner. Let's see. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, like I was telling people, it's real mounds over here. I don't know if I want to walk all the way over there though. So the oldest lineage goes back to the Olmecs. No, the Olmecs are not the oldest. That's the oldest that they want to speak about. They came from a larger society, larger civilization, much older than that in South America. So just going back to the technology again, a lot of our ancient technology is hidden in the Amazon rainforest. So now that they're deforesting the rainforest, a lot of stuff is going to be exposed, and things have been showing up on Google Earth. So we'll see what comes up. But they still won't admit that they can figure out the pyramids, how we built the pyramids in any place, because there's pyramids everywhere. There's pyramids in Bosnia, there's pyramids in China, pyramids, of course, we know in Egypt, and they never talk about the ones in Sudan, rarely. So we know the original people in all those lands created the pyramids. So it's not just us, and it's just not just Egypt. So you say regarding technology, a man by the name of Stephen Hancock has been trying to discuss this in his works, in scientific works, and he was drummed out of his job. Yeah, that's exactly what happens when people speak up. There's been a couple of American archaeologists who have been fired years ago. One of them, I can't remember her name, it was a woman, older woman with blonde hair. She was an archaeologist, and she was trying to prove that, what was it she was trying to prove? I think she was trying to prove that the oldest bones were in America. That there was bones older than the Lucy. Yeah, it makes sense. But then, after she was humiliated and mocked and lost her job, and they found Luthia, spelled Louisa, they found Luthia in Brazil. But she still had her career ruined. It's like they want to keep a certain narrative, and then when people go outside the narrative, especially women and people of color, they're definitely not going to like that. And they don't want to look stupid, for one thing. Yeah, the calendars go way back, millions of years before certain groups were on this planet, according to a lot of tribal history. And certain things like, certain people don't want to believe in life outside of this planet, or people from other places, but a lot of in our languages, we had words for star people or aliens and stuff like that. People from out of this world and things. There's actually words for that. So if these people or entities didn't exist, why would we have words for them, explaining them? Mythology. No, these aren't mythologies. These are everyday words. A lot of y'all know that I've been studying and trying to piece together the Powhatan language for probably been 3 years now. But I've come across, I can't remember off the top of my head, but we actually had a word for so-called aliens or star people. It doesn't mean that they look like E.T. or whatever. They could look like you and me, but they just weren't from this planet. But that's a whole nother. I'm not trying to take y'all on the other side of YouTube today. Yeah, he said, hi, Star. How you doing? Okay. Geechee tribe came from America. Geechee, that's a whole subject of its own, but I believe they're related to the Yamasee, and they are actually the Ogeechee tribe. Many people know that there's a river named the Ogeechee River where the Geechee people live. So it just seems like common sense for me. And I can't really get all into their stuff, but I really think those people are indigenous or they have mixtures from Africa. I don't believe they're purely Africans. So, thank you, Jonathan. Love you too. Yeah, so I'm out here. I'm just doing this for y'all. So I wanted to talk about that real quick because we don't really talk about that as much pertaining to our history. And it's spoken about from the fire keepers. Those are the people who keep the history of the tribes. And it's a whole lot of stuff that has been lost, and somebody might know the information. I don't know how to get them pyramids working. I don't know how to turn them into powerhouses, and I'm not really exactly sure what kind of technology that they used all that energy from. Um, I do know that they had certain type of communication. Well, I've heard. I wasn't back there, so I don't know that they had certain type of communication technology that they used to communicate with each other across the planet. And that is one reason for these pyramids. So it might be like one big giant cell phone for all we know. And it's hot and my glasses keep falling down, so that's why I keep messing with them. So I thought Geechee is from Carolina. South Carolina. That's the Ogeechee River. Go look up the Ogeechee River. That's what the name comes from, Ogeechee. Kachina, yeah, Haru. Kachina is, I think that's the Hopi word. It's either Hopi or Diné Navajo word. I think it's Diné Navajo word for star people, the Kachina. So they have a whole dance, they have a whole ritual, they have dolls and everything for Kachinas. So if Kachinas didn't exist, then why would they have such a thing before sci-fi and Steven Spielberg movies and stuff? They had a name for these people, these entities. Wale is an old sea language. I think Wale is from the Yamasee language, actually, I'm not sure. Eugene, you said you sent me an email. Okay, I think I responded to you, Eugene. So you gotta check your email. I'll check it again. Okay, you guys got any questions? I don't know who this person is on here. I don't have no mods to delete these people. So, I don't know. There's some weirdos that don't have a life on here talking about, I don't know what planet we came from. Whatever. Brandon, you said your great grandfather sold his land. He sold his land to what? To Duke Energy in 1942, and it was along the Hyco Lake in Person County, NC. I wonder if it was a mound around that time. Probably was, and they tore down a lot of. They destroyed many mounds. Sorry. Yeah, they destroyed many mounds out here. Like I just said, at this park, they destroyed some of the mounds, and they put the artificial mound up here. But then some of them, you can see. I don't know if y'all can see how this rock is. Can you see the textures and things? Look how that. Here, let me turn it around so y'all can see how some of this stuff is not. It's not natural. But yeah, this is not. This was one part of a mound here. The other one has been leveled so they can put a venue to have weddings and stuff in. Yeah, so yeah, a lot of the old structures here are under the, ooh, child, under the dirt and have been transformed. Like I said, they made this part a park and the other part of the ancient town into a town, historic Occoquan. Yeah, the librarians were telling me the story about that ghost, and I had been trying to figure out where it was for a long time, and I just randomly came across it. I am not going to no area. Who asked that? I'm not going to no Area 51 raid. No, sorry. Y'all can get shot down by them drones all you want. I'm minding my business. Minding my business. Thank you. I don't know what this major person. Here, hold on, Sheila. I'm gonna make you the mod so you can delete this person. If you still on here, cause they just getting on my nerve. All right, now, Yana, if you can delete that person, keep calling us Africans or whatever. I don't understand what his point is. If he has a legitimate question or something, or that's fine. But when you just talking stupid, is there any creeks and rivers near there? Yeah, I'm right at the Occoquan. Who is it? He got a little top hat. I'm sorry. Major Kiss Off is who's trolling on here. Yeah. So the river I'm at is the Occoquan River, named after the town and the park. The Occoquan River goes into I believe it goes into the Potomac and into the Chesapeake Bay. So they used to have a lot of good fish there, and now it's like hassle to fish. Every time I see people out there fishing, the police is over there harassing people, saying you got to have a permit, you got to this and that. You know, just giving people a hard time. Certain people of color, I see mostly getting a hard time, or poor people. Yeah, Virginia and West Virginia, we do have a lot of caves over here. West Virginia was Virginia at one time. We have a lot of, yeah, but which is energy too. The crystal caverns and caves. I might take y'all there one day. I was supposed to go a while ago. I didn't get a chance to go. But yeah, we have the we have several. I think some of the biggest crystal caverns in the nation are in Virginia and West Virginia. And those also have energy too, and there's tribes there. Thank you, Yana. There was tribes over there. I believe the Cherokee was more over in those areas. They took over that area eventually. And the Siouan tribe, they kind of moved the Siouan tribes out because that was part of the Iroquois warpath, the Mingo warpath. Yeah, them caves was big. You said they was big as castles. They're huge, and they're beautiful if you go and see them. They're really beautiful. You said you're Cherokee? Where are the authentic Cherokees located? Ooh, that's a whole video within itself talking about the Cherokee. And people don't like when I talk about the Cherokee either because, I don't know. Did the Cherokee really come from Canada? Yes, bands of Cherokee came from Canada. Bands of Cherokee came from Mexico. Bands of Cherokee came from the Southwest. So Cherokee is more like a gumbo of a tribe. I don't know if that sounds offensive. They were so powerful that they took men and women from other tribes, or whole tribes they absorbed. So they kind of have a mixture of different, I don't know if you want to call them ethnicities, different groups. So I'm gonna have to do a whole nother video on the Cherokee, y'all. But I done been out here on here for about 30 minutes with you guys. Please share this out. We can start this discussion about our ancient technology and try to figure out what happened and how we can bring certain things back. I believe with us having our own powwows and gathering that we will be able to conduct some more of that energy and put our people in more of a positive place like we were before. That's what we use the rituals for, to bring positivity and fortune and abundance to the tribe, which we have lost nowadays. No, I'm not married. Y'all, why every video y'all asking I'm married? Do I seem like I'm married? Y'all ask me every video if I'm married. I don't know why that's important anyways. It has nothing to do with what I'm talking about. You talking about the crystals? Yeah, the crystals have energy. And that's a whole other video too. I don't want to be talking forever because I've been on here half an hour. I'm supposed to be a couple of minutes. Oh, you said I got the wifey look. Thank you. I'm out here with glasses on and no makeup. I'm just doing me. I wasn't trying to have a look. I believe the Cherokee formed their largest confederation with the Creek. Yeah, they did have a very large confederation with the Creek, but they also had a confederation with the northern tribes too, because they came down from the Ohio Valley and New York down the warpath for the Great War against the Algonquins. I was supposed to do the Great War video. I haven't done that either. Thank you for reminding me. But yeah, they were supposed to. Oh, damn squirrel! They came down from New York, basically. So it's ironic that a lot of people with Cherokee ancestry migrated back up to New York during the migration of quote unquote African Americans. Right, we're the original Confederates. Yeah, they had the Iroquois Confederacy up there in New York. You said, because I'm fine. Thank you. You said you was wondering too, you like the natural look? Okay. You like my natural look? This is at the end of the day natural look too. I was looking better earlier. You said Mount Trashmore, Mount Rushmore. Well, speaking of the Cherokee, we in Virginia, if y'all check out one of my other videos about the Mingos, I think it's part 2 of the Mingos talking about Niggerhead Rock. That's what it's called. They call it Niggerhead Rock, the N word. But I think they changed the Great Stone Face now. It's in Pennington Gap, Virginia. And it used to be the Cherokee Spiritual Gateway. And it looks like a black woman's, quote unquote, so-called black woman's face. Or like a child. I think it looks more like a woman. Whoever this woman was, she was probably a chief or some type of clan mother. I'm Zorima, and yes, the Cherokee came with the Spanish from Canada. Exactly, they came down to trade with the Spanish, and they were also enslaving the Algonquins and people and trading them to the Europeans. Plus, they were good fur trappers, so they were trappers. Like I told y'all before, the trappers, that trap life, been here. The name of the face is called Great Stone Face now, in Pennington Gap, Virginia. Go check out my other video, Ms. Zach. Or you can look up Negro Head Rock or Nigger Head Rock. So you like the glasses? Thank you. These are my reading library glasses. There's a video about the annual Anilla coming from Mexico. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Is certain bands, some from Mexico, some from Canada as well. So you've seen people with the last name Mingo. Yes, there's Mingo. You'll see people named Mingo. If you look in your ancestors, there's people named Powerton, first or last name. What was the other one? I was looking up. Oh, Cuffy. Cuffy is also a word that you will see as well. And some people think it comes from Kofi, but Cuffy is a word in what language? I'm not sure if it's Iroquois or what, but it means like a quote unquote black person, a dark skinned person. Yeah, the Mingos were something else. And they left the Confederacy. So your son's a Mingo? Yeah, the Mingo / Seneca or Seneca. Yeah, I'm about to sign off, y'all. Please share the video out. I gotta go. It's hot out here. So please share the video out. Please like and subscribe. Let me know. Y'all can email me at thetashashee@gmail.com if y'all have any questions or anything. Yeah, Brandon, I responded to, I know I responded to your email, Brandon. So I'm gonna check that when I get home, okay? All right. So chama wangabo. You said smile. All right, D. No problem, Ms. Zach. All right, Wangapo.